Okay guys, in this video segment we're going to get into the main parts of the atom, then we're going to get into some of the numbers and associated with the atom and talk about atomic number, mass number, and that kind of stuff to lead into our next little segment here on atomic structure. So we're not going to spend a lot of time with this slide. There are two main components of the atom. We're talking about the nucleus, meaning that inner side, that inner part, that core. That's where all the mass is located. Is sitting inside that nucleus. And then the second part of that is all this empty space, which is the electron cloud. Now, if you take a look at any picture, anywhere of the atom, in any textbook, on any online source, it is always drawn massively out of scale. Okay? So if you take a look at that, and we take a picture of it, so you always see this, right? You have this little dot in the center, here's your nucleus, and you have this little electron cloud around it. And people draw it sometimes with little like orbiting kind of things. It look like pathways of the solar system, whatever it is, it's always massively out of scale. So if you take a look, the size of the actual atom itself is around 10 to the negative 10th meters, okay? So we're talking about a tenth of a nanometer here, okay? We're talking about tiny, 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 tiny size, okay? However, the size of the nucleus is 10 to the negative 15th meters, okay? So you're off by a factor of 100,000 here, okay? So imagine if you wanted to draw the atom, you'd have to draw the diameter of the cloud, the dot on the inside would have to be 100,000 times smaller, okay? To put it in perspective for you, if you imagine the new Vikings football stadium, okay, when it's finally built, all ready to go, Vikings will go down there again, lose the Broncos once again. When that gets happening, if you take a marble and put it on the 50-yard line, okay, that would be the nucleus. The entire new stadium, if it was a perfect sphere or spherical in nature, would be the atom. Okay, so it gives you kind of a scope of how big the actual atom is in comparison to this nucleus. The nucleus is tiny, but almost all the mass sits inside the nucleus. Okay. Now, quick reminders: our protons and neutrons are inside the nucleus, and of course, the whole region on the outside is the electron cloud, where we have our electrons. Okay. So again, reminders: protons positive, neutrons neutral, and our electrons are negatively charged on that. Okay. So that's our kind of key parts of the atom. Okay, we have our nucleus, electron cloud, and the pieces that are inside of it.